And it is the start of a new era for college athletes everywhere. The NCAA and its 5 power conferences have agreed to pay them as part of a massive antitrust settlement. The settlement is expected to include about $2.7 billion in back pay damages owed to former Division I athletes dating back to 2016. Like all class action settlements, the deal must still be approved by the federal judge who is overseeing this case. We want to learn more about this, and so joining me live right now is legal analyst and sports reporter at Sportico, Michael McCann. Thank you so much for joining us on the 5:30 on Channel 2.
Thank you for having me.
We hear NIL often, name, image, and likeness. Now going forward, what does this all mean going forward now with this settlement, what we heard in court? Will colleges be able to opt in to actually really pay players?
Yeah, so that's a big piece of this. The colleges will have the opportunity to opt in and agree to play by essentially a salary cap system where they'll be able to pay athletes up to $21 million a year, and they'd have to divide the money among the different teams. Now, some colleges won't opt in, but some will. There's also a component of revenue sharing where some of the broadcasting money will be part of this money that's now going to be changing hands to the players. There's also a piece to the settlement involving back pay, that money that athletes could have made in terms of name, image, likeness opportunities that weren't allowed, in terms of being on broadcasts, in terms of being in video games that weren't made. So this is really a fundamentally different system than what we're used to, and it's a system where the athletes will get direct compensation.
Can the colleges actually afford this, and how does this back pay work? Who would get it?
The back pay would go to players, I believe as far back as 2016. It would be conceivably all eligible athletes in Division I, though it won't be equitable in that football players and basketball players will likely get most of it, by far the most. In terms of how much, that remains to be seen. We don't know yet. That they have to work out the details. And I think it's worth stressing, they've agreed to settlement terms, but it's really a term sheet. The details have to be worked out. In terms of name, image, likeness, athletes will continue to be able to make money on NIL through third parties, including endorsement deals and influencing contracts. This will be the school directly paying.
Yeah, we have one final question. We've seen a rise in women's sports. Does that create a hurdle when it comes to how athletes are going to be paid to make sure that it's equitable?
Yeah, it has to be under Title IX. It's a civil rights law that requires gender equity. So whatever system they land on will need to comply with Title IX and other laws. And certainly, as you mentioned, we have seen the rise of women's sports, particularly in basketball, but also we've seen it in hockey as well. And that's good for sports in general. It also means that the money that's going to change hands will have to be distributed in a way that complies with the law. Otherwise, there'll be Title IX lawsuits. So there are a lot of levers that have to be pulled to make this work.
Michael McCann, we want to thank you so much for coming on the 5:30 on Channel 2 in Buffalo this afternoon. We appreciate your insights so much. We hope to be back in touch with you as this continues to progress.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.